Am I the a-hole for screaming at my father-in-law for 30 minutes straight after he called my mother-in-law stupid for how she packed a cooler, and telling my mother-in-law if she doesn't take control of the situation that I'm taking adult custodianship of them and putting them in separate old folk homes? The in-laws are visiting and they're driving me insane. Father-in-law refuses to do anything himself. Literally whine screams from the guest room, "I'm hungry," and expects mother-in-law to fix him a plate at any hour. He's refused every outing and bonding experience we've tried to make. I got tired of hearing him scream at her from behind closed doors. This time I heard him say, "No, move that over there. No, put there. You're so stupid," mother-in-law's name. He's so used to getting his way, and I have had IT with his attitude. He's used to throwing his weight around because he's tall and loud. But now he's too old to be loud, and he went full Hank Hill anyway because he almost never gets out of bed by choice, not because of being disabled. He's just lazy. So I stormed in and yelled at him that he does not treat his wife like this in my house. He tried to say it wasn't my business, but it is my business whenever I can hear it, because I'm half deaf, so it takes a lot. He tried to say they've been married for 50 years, and we work it out our own way, and I said, "Well, you're in my house, so it's my way or the highway. You do not talk to the person you love like that in my house." I was full banshee screeching at him and frequently over him as he struggled and stumbled with excuses. He'd say stuff like he didn't say anything wrong. "Yes, you did. You called her mean names." A good man doesn't call his wife names. He said she was being stupid, so he had to dash, "No, you made a choice, the wrong choice in my house." He would backtrack and lie. So I asked, did you not call her stupid?" He went off on another ramble about how long they've been married. So I screamed over him, "Yes," or "No," until he finally admitted yes. I told him that he needed to apologize to her. He said he would talk to her privately. I refused and said I needed to hear it because I know behind closed doors he's going to continue disrespecting her. He called me a B-word. I told him that if he wants to have a relationship where we all cuss and hurl names at each other, then he's a coward who can't man up to his own actions when he's in the wrong. My wife got home and broke it up. Then she took a turn screaming at him too, because she did not like that he called me a B-word for refusing to back down against him. My wife and I sat down with mother-in-law. We told her that if she doesn't actively make steps towards getting home health care for father-in-law, that I will be calling APS, assuming adult custodianship of both of them, and sending them to separate care homes. We gave her the choice of whether to divorce or not, but we made it clear we expect her to stop taking care of him herself. Am I the a-hole for screaming at my father-in-law for 30 minutes and threatening to take custody of both of them? Update. While the comments are incredibly varied, I wonder if one of those YouTubers will do this one. If so, hey Mark, big fan. For additional context, father-in-law isn't the kind of man you could talk to about a problem. His first resort is lying, but when that's not an option, his last resort is screaming his head off until everyone else shuts up because their ears hurt. Now that he's refusing to take his asthma medicine, I can scream longer than he can. And I'm already half deaf, so his shouting doesn't bother me. I refuse to sit by and allow domestic violence to happen in my home. I just need better strategy for dealing with it. I think I would have an easy time getting adult custodianship of them because their house is a hoarder trash house. You can't even use a shower there. They also frequently fail to take their medicine and just go hungry because they don't want to cook. Also because eating means the booze has less of an effect. They each drink one full bottle of anything per day, often more. Only mother-in-law drives. There's no public transit. Only mother-in-law does any housework. And she's also got a bigger disability income. So she's effectively doing all the work and paying all the bills. Prior time to this that I visited them, my wife got knocked downstairs by their nearly feral dog and escaped the house. Father-in-law decided to get in his truck and drive around to entice the dog, drove 85 miles per hour in a 25 miles per hour zone, and got a DUI with blood alcohol 0.26%. As soon as the police took him home, and I wasn't there for this part because I had work, he started screaming at mother-in-law and my wife blaming them for his DUI. When I came back, I see my mother-in-law staring into space and not giving a crap while my wife is sobbing from panic attack. That was the first time I raised my voice to him and told him, "You do not talk to my wife like that." And he tried to whinge and argue, but I just kept repeating myself louder until he backed down. That night, I went to bed before everyone else. They were all watching a movie in the living room. He went up to the closed door and told me he was going to strangle me in my sleep. He thought he was whispering, but he was loud enough that mother-in-law and my wife bodily threw him out of the house with a blanket, pillow, and key to the truck bed. It's separate from the key to the truck. It's for the part that goes over the back of the truck, and people use it for camping. I've been involved with this family since 2004, been together with my now wife since 2008. So there's a lot of history, I can't write it all down. You should know that mother-in-law agrees with my decision that if she fails to appropriately get their needs met by, say, home healthcare options, enter a caretaker, or getting a hired case manager through the VA, she will willingly give me adult custodianship / legal control of herself. This isn't a shrinking violet of domestic violence. This is a woman who is so exhausted because she's frazzled and doesn't know which way to turn because she can't focus long enough to come up with a plan. I've given her a case plan with clear goals, method options, and deadlines at her request. She is so far in compliance with her case plan. My wife agrees with my case plan and thinks the goals and deadlines are reasonable too. The only one in discord, as usual, is father-in-law, who once said he will fight anyone who comes into his house. The man has one good arm, one paralyzed arm, and will be taken out by a stiff breeze. A paraplegic person with a good electric wheelchair would be a fair match in a fight. I apologize for the Hank Hill comparison. I was mocking his lack of derriere, not commenting on either father-in-law or Hank Hill's behavioral patterns.